We have a question from Stefano here. Is disenshittification, and I hasten to add again, it is disenshittification. It's the one hill that I will die on. You're allowed to use the word as colloquial as you want, but you must call it disenshittification. Is disenshittification a matter of different rules for our societies and markets, or isn't it something more radical, like we have to find something different from profit as the driver? Right. So sort of, I guess that's a like, is this capitalism? Is this just a lot of words to describe capitalism? Uh, it's definitely a form of capitalism. Like if chapter 1 of the Communist Manifesto is just about how capitalism keeps reinventing itself, right? And finding new ways to exist. And there are many different forms of capitalism, and this is a form of capitalism. But I would argue that this is a particularly extractive and bad form of capitalism. And that while we might want to replace the system entirely, and I'm not a great believer in markets as the sole or best arbiter of how we do allocation or decide how we're going to organize our society, that, if you want your comrades to be able to show up and be in solidarity with you and do mutual aid, it helps if they're not like nurses whose hiring app uses their publicly available or data broker available credit card data to offer them a lower wage if they're carrying more credit card debt, because then that nurse doesn't have to drive Uber at night to make the rent and can come to the meeting, right? And so that's like, I just think that the idea of weakening the power of firms and weakening their capacity to extract from us. Some people may see this as an end into it in and of itself, but if you don't, if you say that it's just a step on the way, I think it's a necessary step. I think it's very hard to do the organizing unless you can take some power first and open up the space. It's very hard to get away from your immediate material circumstances